Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to share with you this neon nail art design. So I really wanted to use this three color combination of the neon yellow, the green and the blue, and I just added a ton of like jewels and metallic neon studs to it, and I wanted to do a little ombre or like a gradient as well. I didn't use any loose glitter, but if you're curious to see how I made this, please keep on watching. So first up I applied a base coat and then I went in with a thin layer of an opaque white polish. I just use one by Catrice, which is my favorite. Unfortunately it is discontinued, so I have to go out and look for another super opaque white polish, which is pretty affordable as well, because white polishes like these, I don't really want to spend a ton of money on those, because usually I only use them underneath other polishes, so I don't really see them that much. But it has to be one which is pretty quickly opaque and affordable as well. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. So after that I went in with a neon yellow polish, and this one really is super neon. It's like even more bright in real life than it is on camera. And I applied two thin layers to the index finger. Then with a neon green I added two layers of that one to the middle finger. And this blue one actually was a little bit a pain in the butt, to be honest. I added 3 coats of that to make it completely opaque, and neon polishes always dry completely matte. So if you like that, you can just add another layer of like a matte top coat to finish it off, but I like them glossy, so I added a couple of layers of glossy top coat in the end. But then for the gradient I actually wanted to protect the skin around my nails and added some liquid latex. I really dislike the smell of liquid latex, but it works really well, so I just added a little bit of that. And it dries completely transparent, so if you see that, you're ready to go. Then I just took a little piece of like a kitchen sponge and I added the 3 main colors to that to make a gradient effect to the thumb and to the pinky. So you just want to add like, don't be cheap on polish when you do a gradient with a sponge, because the sponge will soak up like almost half of the polish you apply. So you really want to just load it on and just let it sit for a little while before you sponge it on, otherwise you flood your cuticles and it goes everywhere. So I really wanted the blue color to be around the cuticle area, the green in the middle and the yellow to the tip, and I did the same thing for the pinky as well. You could actually switch it up and start on the pinky with the yellow around the cuticle or something like that. It's really up to you what way you want to do this. And you might want to add just a little bit more and work in a couple of layers to make it completely opaque. Especially the blue polish was really a hassle to get it perfectly opaque, so I added a little bit extra of that to the sponge and just sponged that on off camera to make it fully pretty and opaque. So the same goes for the pinky. And you can just apply each color as much or as little as you want to. I really like the green and yellow in this design, so I mainly focused on the green and the yellow, and the blue was just to tie it all in. Then to make this gradient super pretty and super smooth, just apply a good amount of glossy top coat. You could also apply a matte one if you prefer, but I really like my nails to be glossy. And don't forget to cap off the edges as well. Then I wanted to grab some different jewels, some neon colored studs and so on, and I just went and just winged it, you know. I didn't really have a plan on forehand what I wanted to do with this design, so I just made sure that I put all 3 different colors on each nail with these little studs and jewels and all that stuff. So for the pointer finger on the neon yellow nail, I wanted to apply a big multicolored blue gem. And I actually surrounded that one with green neon colored studs. And these are really flat. If you do take a little bit more time to apply these, I just adhere these with a little bit of top coat. If you wait a little too long, your top coat may be a little bit too dry, so just apply a little bit more if you need that. You could also always apply gems and stuff like this with a little bit of nail glue or something like that. I don't really like that because I feel like it damages the nail when I take it off. And when you apply it with a top coat, you could just easily just soak it off with a little bit of nail polish remover or acetone. And here you see that I had a little bit struggles with my top coat being too dry because I didn't work that fast. So you just want to apply a little bit more top coat to where you need it and just apply the studs and gems wherever you want to. And if you work really fast, you can actually just take a dotting tool and just scoop them around a little bit if you need to readjust them a little. Then for the middle finger, I wanted to add just some other gems as well, and I just used a couple of nail wheels or like jewel wheels or however you want to call them. I have a ton of those, so I just grabbed some which contained some green, some blue and some yellow. And I actually added a couple of more little tiny opalescent rhinestones to the index finger. I felt like it needed a little more because you guys know me, more jewels is like only better for me personally. It really has to be your thing. I know there are a lot of guys and girls out there who actually don't like jewels as much as I do, but yeah, it were my nails, so I could do whatever I want, just like you can do whatever you want, you know? Then I also took some bigger jewels, or it aren't really rhinestones, but like big rhinestones with a point on top. So it's kind of like a diamond upside down, if you know what I mean. So they do have a flat back, so they stick to the nail really easily, but they do have like little points on top. So I really like that, and they reflect the light so beautifully. So I started off with a yellow and 2 blue of those bigger stones to the middle finger. So that's on the green nail, let's just call it like that, the green base nail, and I went in with a couple of smaller opalescent blue stones. And again, I just winged it a little bit. I didn't have any idea what I wanted to do, so I just applied stones wherever and how many I wanted to. Of course, you don't have to do the exact same thing. Maybe you want to do a full nail of rhinestones or like glitter or something like that. It's really up to you what you want to do, and I really like my gems, so I went a little bit all the way with them. And I'm actually applying these with my crystal katana, like the knockoff one I got from AliExpress for about €2. It works really well. I really do prefer the wax tip compared to the metal one, because I feel like a regular dotting tool works even better than the metal side one of this like knockoff crystal katana. But then for the other nail I really wanted to bejewel, I just added, I think it was a green big stone around the cuticle, and just surrounded that with neon yellow studs. These are just flat metal back studs. And I just applied a ton of different ones. It didn't really matter to me, I just wanted to make it full on, like bling and bejeweled and bedazzled, and yeah, I really like it. And here you could actually see me struggle again with my top coat drying too quickly, or more like me, working too slow. Just add a little bit more top coat if you need it. And again, I was working really slow this day. I don't know why. I think it was extremely hot actually when I recorded this, so that might have been the reason that my top coat dried too fast. But it could have been just me working too slow too, you know. I just kept on adding stones and studs wherever I felt like it. You could just stop right here, but it wasn't enough for me. I wanted another big one on there just to make it super shiny. So I added a yellow one. And these like bigger stones or like jewels actually have kind of like a duochrome or multi-chrome look to them. So it feels like there's a little bit of pink in there as well, but I really like that. Even though I didn't use any pink in this design, it actually tied in the design pretty nicely and it really matched my skin tone as well, if you know what I mean. Then I actually was a little bit too late with taking off that liquid latex, so here you can see me struggling taking that off, but yeah, you know, I just like showing you my mistakes as well, because then you can actually learn with me how to do it better next time. And this was actually already the entire design. I just added another layer of top coat around the bigger stones and on top of the little metal studs, and I kept off the edges as well, of course, as usual, to make sure that this design will stay put for a very long time. I added another layer to the gradient nails as well, because I really like the way these turned out. But yeah, that was actually the entire design. I really want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If there are any colors or like stuff you want me to do with my nails or on my nails, please let me know in the comments down below. And thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.